In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night. We're here, you see us, only if you're on Patreon. Do you love us?
Do you love us?
Oh.
Wow, that got real dark real quick.
So this is where you get to join us and see our facial expressions because you don't get to see it when you just listen.
I mean, you can kind of like think like, oh, they might have made this facial expression, but then it's probably the complete opposite. So,
unless you absolutely know us, you do not know my
which
facial.
wifey doesn't even know me, and she's been married to me for almost 5 years. So
4.
I said almost 5.
That we have a year and a few months.
Almost 5.
Help me.
No, help me.
SOS.
Like
Someone
freaking what's his name? The short comedian, black guy. Kevin Hart said, "Help me." It's like a skit he's talking about when he's like, have you seen it? It's like a real quick off subject. It's like a short little skit he's talking about. He's like on his little comedy thing. And he's talking about like if he has a best friend, then he shouldn't need to like tell his best friend when he needs help. He's like, you're just supposed to know. So he's like, if my wife comes up to me and she's like, you know, bitching at me or whatever, and I give you this look, you're supposed to know to step in and help me. And then when he goes to it, he's like, help me, help me. And he just says it like 3 times. That's what it's from. You got to see it. It's funny.
Great. Hi.
Other people would know what I'm talking about, but you like to read, so.
Yeah, you hate me because I'm literate.
I don't hate you. I just said you like to read. You hate me because I play video games, so.
Like 27 hours a day.
Yeah, well, I work a lot, and I want to play video games, so I'm playing video games.
See, this is what I have to deal with. Look at that. You see him?
Look at that.
Look
and
at
now
that
y'all
thing.
see Fifi,
Oh,
right?
No, you can't see Fifi.
You can't see Fifi? Oh, you can't see it.
Oh, there's her head. Don't mess it up because it took me an hour and a half to set it up.
All right, get
She's
down,
pulling your
Mama.
microphone.
Get down,
All right,
Mama.
everybody
Get
take a
down,
shot.
get down.
I will take a drink of my water. You have gin. Take a just shot of your gin.
I don't have gin. I have Sprite.
Mixed with Zephyr. I mean,
So
we should
good.
get seriously sponsored by Zephyr because we got like multiple fucking...
I've gotten probably 3 or 4 liquor stores to sell it, and they keep it on the shelves now.
Yeah, so, and they sell out of it.
Like the one here where we live, the guy got like 6 bottles, I think. They don't keep a whole lot of bottles on the shelf, but he got 6 bottles in the very beginning. He said he sold out within like 2 or 3 days. He had to get more.
You're welcome, Zephyr.
So now we definitely should I need to contact Zephyr or something.
Caveat, I do not like gin. This is not your typical type of gin.
Yeah, it's not. It's gin. It's labeled as gin, but it's called a floral vodka.
And it's really fluorescent. It doesn't fluorescent?
No.
It has a bouquet,
Yeah.
a lovely bouquet. But normal gins taste like pine needles to me or
Yeah, I don't
Christmas
like normal
trees.
gin.
It's like you take a big bite of your Christmas
That's
tree.
old man liquor is what it's called.
And, well, it was cheap to make, cheap to buy. So, like in England... In London, gin was like, they had nickel gins or something, and it was supposed to be like the cheap booze of the time.
Oh, vodka's cheap
No,
too.
because that was in Russia it started. So gin was cheaper because it was easy to make, and beer was harder to come by. I can't remember why, but...
Well, Zephyr is delicious.
Yeah, and it doesn't taste like pine needles. So if you don't like gin, try Zephyr if you can
Try
get
it.
it.
I usually drink it on the rocks, but I've been mixing it with Sprite lemonade because it's delish. So.
Really, and then you know the Walmart flavored waters? You like Zephyr with like watermelon.
You can really mix it with like
tastes
almost anything that is like fruity or cranberry-y or grapefruity, grapey, like really anything, and it'll taste good. It's just that tasty. Or you can just drink it on the rocks. I mean, I wouldn't say take shots of it because the bottle is only like this big. It's not a big bottle, and that's the only size that they have. So I wouldn't really take shots for it or with it. Because the black is $45, and then the regular is like 40 or $39.99 or some shit like that. So it's not super pricey, but for the bottle size, it's kind of pricey. So,
but it's delicious, and you would enjoy it.
yeah.
All right, moving on. How was your week?
It was rough. I worked 3 doubles in a row, so that's 3 16-hour shifts back to back to back to back, back to back to back to back. Yeah.
Back to back to back.
Back to back to back. Okay. And yeah, so I'm a little tired, but then I get on a flight, come back home. I usually stay up for a little bit and then I go to bed. So I think I've caught up on my sleep yet now, but it's just been a rough 3 days.
Today?
Yeah, 9 hours today. I think I slept for about 9 or more yesterday because I went to bed at 10, woke up at 7, a little after 7. So I don't intend. I need to start setting my alarm. That's what I keep missing. I just like lay down expecting wifey to wake me up when she feels I need to get up.
When you want to wake up.
And then I look at the time and it's like 12 hours later. I'm like, fuck, I did not want to sleep that long. So I need to start setting an alarm.
Or just let me know and I'll harass you.
That too. But I didn't do neither. So she just let me sleep. And then she comes.
I didn't do either.
Neither. I want to say neither.
It's a double negative, so you did both.
I can do that. I have a right.
So if you didn't know he was black originally, guess what? Ty's black. There's
I am
proof.
dark black. I'm sexual chocolate.
What's non-sexual chocolate?
The opposite of me.
White chocolate?
No, I love white chocolate. You're white chocolate. It's so good. Like the Hershey's white chocolate. Oh, I miss eating those. I can't. Oh, for y'all that don't know, I'm pretty sure we said it a million times, but I don't do dairy. So a lot of people are like, oh, that sucks. But no, my body just does not allow me to do it. So I just stopped doing it like 7 years ago now, probably. So yeah, I cannot have dairy shit. So white chocolate Hershey was like one of my favorite candies back in the day.
I tried it like a couple years ago. It just makes me sad.
You don't like chocolate. I'm surprised you're married to me. So, because I'm all chocolate. I'm sweet and savory.
As Dom says, you're brown gummy bear.
Exactly. Chocolate gummy bear.
No, but he says brown gummy bear to me a lot. How's brown gummy bear doing? And I'm like, that is disgusting.
But what is a brown gummy bear?
I want to say you're root beer flavored.
I'll take that.
Because chocolate gummy bears just make me sad.
I think a chocolate gummy bear would probably be delish. I mean, if it's not like the gummy bear tasting, like the fruity tasting, if it's just like they take out the fruity and just do a chocolate gummy bear, I think that would be really good. I would probably eat the shit out of that.
I don't think it would be really good.
Mixed with candy corn.
Oh my God. Oh. That's like the epic sadness of candy.
That is the epic greatness.
No.
I love candy corn.
Great.
Only smart people like candy corn.
So you call me dumb?
I'm not calling you that. If you take that, that is all on you, ma'am. I mean, you did have a very blonde moment one time.
The one time. He's never gonna give that up.
Nope. Until you come out with another one, which probably will never happen. So.
I hope you get Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's?
As Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's?
But it's Alzheimer's because there's no T. Alzheimer's, so you forget it.
How was your week?
It was good. Worked. So I
have tired lately.
Been tired. Yesterday was really tiring. But dogs are fighting,
I wish we
so
could
take
put
a
the camera
shot.
On them. We need to have like a movable camera.
Dog camera.
Dog camera. They're double teaming Wade. That sounds terrible, but they're double teaming Wade.
It's a threesome.
He's like, "Where are you going, Lala?"
Then he attacks all of them with his face. My week was good. Like Monday was normal. Tuesday, I got a lot of shit done. Wednesday, I was exhausted and I just I could not function like normal. And then, today I got a lot of shit done because today's Thursday.
So she's been having like off and on. She's like super tired one day and the next day she's, better. And then super tired another day and then she's like better. We're still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It's not normal. For her, it's normal because it's been like this since she's like 5 or some shit like that. So, but we're trying to actually figure out why she's tired, and hopefully we can nip it in the butt. But so far, we've had zero luck. So
that's our updates. We have a big episode today.
She has a big episode. I'm just here for shits and giggles.
As I hit my microphone. All right, so our movie. Do you remember what the movie is?
Candy corn.
That's not a movie. That's sadness.
It is Princess Bride or Bride Princess.
Princess Bride.
I like Bride Princess.
Do you want to read the synopsis?
I don't know why you asked me. That is my job. You do the intro, I read. Because I know how to read so well.
Okay.
Who fucking lied to me?
I think you're lying to yourself. Let's be honest. No,
Shit.
Fifi is here. She's licking my hand. You need to take a shot
It
again.
is the Princess Bride. Sorry, not Princess Bride. We lost a freaking trivia question one time because it's that This Is America song by Childish Bambino. And we said
America,
and we got it wrong because it's we said this is America. We said is America or something like that.
It's
We only
America.
said one or two words, and it's this is America, so we got it fucking wrong.
that pissed me off because we were like tied for first or
Yeah.
something. I was carrying the fucking team.
Well,
y'all
because
don't do
you
shit.
do trivia, and the rest of us don't. We just drink and play video games. So
and
anyway,
have tater tots.
love tater tots. The Princess Bride, 1987. So super old movie.
Thanks, babe. Thanks.
I'm 85. What do you mean?
I was born in 1987, so this is my birth year movie.
We should do that. So next time, so maybe I need to change my movie. We should
No, we're not stopping it because that's too much chaos. I just got it to work.
Stopping what?
The
No,
video.
not stopping anything. I'm just saying we should change my movie so I can do a 1985 movie. So the year I was born.
We don't have time to stop this, so you can figure it out.
Oh, I was like, I don't see what you mean. Okay,
We're not
so
stopping.
next time.
The next movie you can do.
Why are you so mean to me? I am sweet.
You were like, let's stop it and let's spend 20
No,
minutes.
I was
fighting.
meaning just to me figure it out, but I forgot we need to announce it now. So I wasn't putting that together. That's why I didn't know
Because the
why
last
you needed to stop it.
60 episodes, we've not done that.
No,
at
we
all.
haven't. No, not at all. I haven't been here, remember? I've been possessed by a demon. So let's see. 1987. Why to watch? Charming, exciting, and witty, someone said.
Was.
Ooh. Wow.
Told you. Suck it.
Look at the freaking reviews on this.
Suck it.
This is probably the highest ever, I would say.
We got 100% on one for Rotten Potatoes.
Yeah, because it was like maybe two reviews. No, I didn't count. This is like an old movie, and it's like this.
This is a good movie.
On IMDb, we got an 8 out of 10 on IMDb Bizzle. Sorry, I fucked that up. 98% on Rotten Potatoes, 86% on Just Watch, and 28%.
Fuck it. I know the numbers. I know the numbers.
Fuck it. What do you mean?
Fuck it.
That's a new one.
I mean, like, fuck the 28%. I know what the real number was.
Fuck it. We got 88% Google users love this movie. Not like loved. No,
Does it really say love?
No, fuck no, it doesn't.
That hurt my heart.
Good. I'm glad. I'm fucking glad.
You're a dick.
Cheney. So, synopsis.
Penis, peni.
A fairy tale adventure about a beautiful young woman and her one true love. Shit doesn't exist anymore.
Thanks. Love you too. Love you too. You could suck my dick.
I said true love.
I'm not your true love.
Am I your true love?
Every day a little less.
See, there you go. So is it only going down like that much? Because if it's going down that much.
Depends on what you do to piss me off. Because there's segueing. There's a Facebook post that said, you should be his piece. And I was like, that motherfucker does stuff that pisses me off every day. And so no, you can be your own goddamn piece. I choose chaos.
Oh, I watched another segue. I watched this other thing yesterday. Jeez, Lala and Wade are playing a lot today.
They play all the time. You're just not here.
Take 2 shots. The dogs are like, even Lala was playing. So we lowered her diet. I think she's been a lot more playful lately. I don't think she feels like fat and sluggish anymore. So it's a good thing. But I was watching this thing on Instagram yesterday. This guy and like I guess his girlfriend or wife. He was like, I just want to apologize to my wife. Like, he was like, so. I just want to apologize because, like, I asked her what she wanted to eat, and I don't think she said she's like, I don't know, you pick. So he's like, we ate somewhere where I wanted to eat at, and I apologize because I didn't read her mind and go where she wanted to go. And then he was like, I also want to apologize because I got in bed today and I didn't ask her if she wanted a glass of water, so I apologize for that. It's like basically... everything that like happens, the guy's supposed to read the woman's mind, and that's like impossible because
You know
it's
how
like
you can get over that?
asking and they don't want to say yes or no or maybe. What?
You like if you were asking your significant other where they want to go to eat, don't ask that. To ask them, be like, "Hey, guess where we're going to go to eat?" Say guess, and then they take it as a game, and then they'll choose the one they want to go to. Instant.
Some people don't like playing games, babe, so that's
I
impossible
love
too.
playing games, mind games.
Okay, evil look. All right, so anyway, back to the synopsis.
Penis P9.
He must find her after a long separation and save her. They must battle the evils of the mystical kingdom of Florin to be reunited with each other. Based on the William Goldman novel, The Princess Bride, which earned its own loyal audience. Mm-hmm. Release date is October 9th, 1987.
Oh, I'm older than it.
You are.
Just by a few months, though.
So, I mean, it didn't make that much, though. I mean, it also
it's
came out in 1987. So, box office was $30.9 million and budget was $16 million.
But it had Fred Savage in it, which he was big in that day because of the Wonder Years.
Fred Savage? Who the fuck is that?
Fred Savage is the grandson. Grandpa.
Oh,
yeah.
The grandson. Yeah, he's a lot older now.
I mean, yeah, because that's like 36. How old am
Billy Crystal, Miracle Max.
I'm 36. I'm
Robin
36?
Wright.
I don't know how
is she
old
now?
I am.
57. I mean, she still looks exactly the same, though. Well, sort of. At least she didn't do a lot of, like, plastic surgery. At least you don't really, like, you can't really tell. So
is that her?
Hey, wait, no barking, sir. Take a shot.
But the guy who played Wesley, he held up pretty decently.
The main guy?
Yeah,
he looks exactly the same.
He's still, like, I mean, he looks older, but that's, like, not a bad older. But he's still, like, acting and shit, and I've seen him in something, I can't remember what. Oh, yeah, he was in Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Oh, I haven't seen
Twister, he was in Twister.
He's in Twister?
Liar, Liar, Saw.
I love Twister.
Oh, yeah, he was in Saw.
So, Twister, so for y'all that don't know, I might even make him a movie, maybe, I don't know. So, my two, like, favorite grown-up movies is Twister.
Grown-up movie?
Growing Up movie.
Oh, I thought you said grown-up. I'm like, adult movies?
How
like
about you
porn?
clean that earwax out of your ear and listen to me, my love?
It's not Twister. It's called Twist Her.
I would love to twist you. You know what I mean? Twister and Richie Rich. Fucking love those two movies. So I might make both of those eventually.
Richie Rich is such a kid movie. I'm surprised. That's like Good Burger.
Yeah, so you did one, Good Burger, so I'm going to do Richie Rich. I haven't seen it in so long, and I fucking love
I just
that movie.
remember that. Oh.
Wow.
Dogs hit the desk, so if you saw that, take a shot.
At least did it mess up the camera?
No.
Okay, good.
We're still.
Lala was like, got all scared. Why would you touch it?
I was just pushing it down because now it's only like your head, like here up, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's all you need to see. You don't need to see like my body.
All right. So just a few points on this movie. Again, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. We're not going to go point to point. We're just going to go through the main topics. And then we have a big topic today, so we got to transition.
Yeah, we got to skedaddle.
So my first point I wrote down is Ty is like Fred Savage. He's like the grandson.
Fuck yeah.
Because he was like, I don't want Grandpa. He pinches my cheek. And then he's like, romance. Bleh. Okay.
Oh, they're kissing. Skip this part.
So that's how Ty was in the beginning of this movie. He was like, I don't want to. This is going to be so like SUX and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I like how you say it like I do.
Because you're annoying and I was acting like you.
Aw.
No. I also pointed out that the mom has a mullet.
The mom does have a mullet. She was in there for like 2 seconds.
But I mean, she was rocking that mullet out. So Ty is like Fred Savage, complaining. It's a good movie. Watch it. It's not like. I
mean, it's not bad. Would I watch it again? No.
You liked it at the end. You were like, that wasn't too bad.
See what I just said.
Anyway, so at the beginning, I wanted to bring up the topic. When Wesley was always saying "as you wish," and that's all he said to Buttercup, which is a terrible name.
And then apparently that means "I love you." Like, get the fuck out of here.
She fell in love because then she soon realized that she was in love with him, and I'm like, well, he did all the shit for her. Of course, she's gonna love him.
Well, it was the narrator, whoever it is, was like, yeah, as she did know, every time he said "as you wish" is him saying "I love you." Like, no, I don't think so. I think he was just saying that. And then, yeah, he did love her, though. But I don't think as you wish meant I love you.
Well, I mean, for him it did. But I was saying, I don't know how she could have fallen in love with a dude that only said as you wish. Because she would come like, Fawn boy, like, what is that? Shine my saddle, blah, blah, blah. And
She probably meant to shine something else. So.
I mean, she was not hardwood down there. I do not care what you say.
She's not hardwood down there? What do you mean?
Do I really have to explain it?
Meaning.
It's not laminate. It's not carpet, babe. It's not laminate. It's carpet.
Well, yeah, it's carpet. Hell yeah. Back then in the 1700s, they didn't shave. It's going to be super swampy down there.
Yeah, gotta dig.
You need a weed whacker.
Ew.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. So, yeah, that was my point. I'm like, how could you fall in love? But I guess if people do stuff for you, eventually you'll soften to them. Buttercup is the worst name. Like, literally, that was her name. Who would name her that? Her dad.
Her evil. Why her dad? Why not the mom and a dad?
I could just see the dad being like, oh, she has hair like buttercups. And
Possibly.
bullshit.
Or maybe that was like the dad's like pet name. Maybe he was, you know.
But then her name is like Barbara.
Sasha.
All right.
Barbara.
I was trying to think of a name that wouldn't be back in the day.
Karen.
Oh, there we go.
She didn't do anything to defend
shit.
herself. So
In the fire forest, oh, what was it?
Fire Swamp.
Fire swamp. She did nothing. Wesley did it all. And I'm like, he's like, we made it through. And I'm
She
like,
grabbed a stick and hit him like one time, like love tapped.
the ROUSs, like,
Yeah.
rodents of a
usual size.
take a shot, there's dogs. Okay. So, I like this saying. I love Inigo Montoya. I love Fezzik. So the giant and the Spaniard who
With
had
the white or the tights.
the leather pants.
The leather tights.
Sure. I mean, he was flexible as fuck in those. So
He was limber.
He was limba. One of the quotes that I liked in this, it says, "Get used to disappointment." And I love that. And I was like, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely someone should take to their life, you know, get used to disappointment.
There's two other two other things I want to talk about. So during the poison situation where Wesley went to, what's his face? Vizzini. And he was like, okay, we're going to do a battle of wits. And then he put the iocane powder into the wine. And he made a comment, which is very actually true. Australia is peopled with criminals. So back in the day when Australia was just kind of getting inhabited, it was actually mainly a prison. So English people would send all of their people, if they were ever going to go to prison for life, they would send them to Australia. They'd be like, fuck y'all, bitches. And then they would send them over there. So Australia... Yeah, and so in Sydney, there's this huge prison. Like, you'll see like little islands, but they're like fortresses in the islands. And those are actually where the prisoners went.
I did not
Because
know that.
it was teeming with sharks and shit, so nobody's going to really...
I mean, they could try to escape.
Could try, but they die.
They would... See, a shark won't attack you unless you're bleeding. So if you're not
Maybe
bleeding...
not. If you don't swim, like, smoothly, it'll think you're a dying fish and attack you. So there's... anyway, not getting into shark attacks. We
should.
But that was it. There's one in Sydney that I wanted to go to, is one of the bigger ones, and you can do a night ghost hunt there. That would have been cool.
Well, let's go to Australia then. So
I'm down to go back. And the last point that I wanted to bring up was at the end when Wesley was brought back to life. If you haven't watched the movie, watch the movie. He still
had his love spark there, so he wasn't fully gone.
But he makes a comment about how he's gonna pretty much, disfigure Prince Humperdinck.
Even though he didn't, which is
didn't,
stupid.
But Because Prince Humperdinck's a wuss. He's not really gonna fight against Wesley when he said, first I'm gonna cut you off at your feet, then your hands at the wrist, then your nose, then your left eye, followed by your right eye. And then he's like, okay, next, then you're my ears. And he's like, no, because I want you to hear the little children scream, oh, dear God, what is that?
What is that?
What is that thing? And I'm
He
like,
should have dismembered him. He was only doing that to stall though, until he got his like feeling back.
Yeah, but
it was just a stall.
But Prince Humperdinck survived.
What sad.
Anyway,
sad.
I really love this movie since being a child. It's a really good one. If you haven't watched it, do take the time. If you don't think you're going to like it, still give it a try because it does have funny things in it. It has giants. It's a swords fight. It has fire. It
doesn't necessarily have giants.
It's Fezzik.
He's not
Andre the Giant. He is the giant.
That gianty. I was thinking like giants, like Cyclops giants, like fucking, like what is that movie?
Gulliver's Travels.
No, never heard of it.
It's not my fault.
Jolly
Green Giant.
Is it Jolly Green? No,
that's the
not
green
Jolly
bean guy.
No, it's the movie. It's like the giants where they eat people, and it's like back in like the kind of like medieval times. No,
Trolls.
No, I can't remember the name of it. I've seen it. It's like
Jack the Beanstalk.
The guy has to like climb this long vine that goes up.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Is it that one?
Yes.
But do the giants eat people? Okay, then that one, yeah. So it's like that's giants.
Jack and the Giants or something.
Yeah, it's Jack and something. Jack and the Giant. Jack and the Jolly Green Giants.
Whatever. Okay, so what is your score for this one?
What is your score first? Why you gotta ask me first?
It's a 10. I know you're not going to give it a 10, so that's why I asked you first.
I don't know. I don't know what I should give it. Can I be neutral?
No.
Can I be neutral?
No.
Let's say, so 7 comes into mind, so 7.
So it gets an 8.5.
Or an 8. Oh, no, 8.5, yeah.
You're going to question my math. All right, so that is our movie. Definitely go watch it. You can watch it on Disney+, also Amazon Prime. That's our ratings on it. That's our review. We're doing it quick, but still we are taking up time. So now we are going to move on to one of my favorite topics, JonBenet Ramsey mystery and who murdered her. If you didn't know who JonBenet was, she is a child who got murdered.
I really want to know like how famous this little girl would have been.
There's theories out there that she's actually Katy Perry. But
oh, yeah, 100%.
Shit. So I do want to mention a couple sites I got this information on. So first, Suburban Nightmare is actually a podcast that I got some of this information from, their website. And then The Independent and Biography.com. So all of this information does come from there. So let's get into it. JonBenet Patricia Ramsey was born August 6th in 1990. Died November 25th/26th in 1996 because they don't really have a good time frame because it was Christmas night that she died, so she was only found the next day.
Damn, Christmas night, that sucks.
It does suck. So going forward, I'm just gonna call her JB because JonBenet is a fucking long name to say multiple times. So JB was a child beauty queen who lived with her family in Boulder, Colorado. So Colorado. Her dad his actual name is JonBenet Ramsey, and then her mom was Patsy Ramsey, and she had a brother, Burke Ramsey. They did have half siblings that came in a little bit into this, but I didn't dive into it. And at the time, Burke Ramsey was 9 years old. So JB was 6, Burke was 9.
Got it.
And just to give a little background I cannot cover my camera with my papers. So the family was wealthy. John Ramsey got an end-of-year bonus for $118,000. So what he did, I didn't really get into because I didn't find that pertinent to the case. So they were really wealthy. They had like a 7,000 square foot home. It was really nice. It was a mansion.
So they already had money.
Yeah. So they had money. They were really wealthy. I recently watched a documentary on JonBenet Ramsey and like facts and stuff, and now JonBenet is not doing so well, but he's still like making enough money to survive, but he's not as wealthy as he once was.
He's still alive? Mm-hmm. What about the wife?
We'll get into it.
Oh.
Excuse me. So now this is where the story starts. So the night before JB was found, the Ramseys went to a Christmas party at their friend's house. It went late. They came back. JB was already asleep. They put her to bed. Burke was asleep. They put him to bed. Everybody goes to bed. So on December 26th, Patsy Ramsey woke up about 5:30 a.m. How does a bitch do that? I don't know. But
You do it all the time.
I know. But 5:30 a.m., she walks downstairs to get some coffee going. She was wearing the same clothing that she wore the night before, which was very unlike her. And so that kind of gets into speculation later. I will not cover it, but just one of the theories is that the parents had something to do with it because she didn't change. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I don't know how that leaks in, but whatever. And so on her way down the stairs, like they had a front stairway and then they had a back stairway that went to the kitchen. So it went directly to the kitchen instead of having to walk around. And on that back stairway, they found a 2.5 page ransom note on the back stairs leading to the kitchen. And so this is where you get to come in.
Oh, so I was like, where am I in this?
So I am going to tell you what to read. So you get to read only the ransom note, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. All the way to the call?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Ramsey, listen carefully.
Can you sound more menacing?
Listen carefully.
I don't think you can hold that, but okay, go.
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to do the whole thing like that. We are a good group of individuals that represent a small foreign faction. We XX respect your business, but not the country that it serves. I'm not sure what the XX means.
I don't know.
It's just two lowercase x's next to each other. At this time, we have your daughter in our possession. She is safe and unharmed, and if you want to see 1997, you must follow our instructions to the letter. You will withdraw $118,000 from your account. $100,000 will be in $100 bills, and the remaining $18,000 in $20 bills. Hey, no.
Dog is pulling on something he shouldn't be playing with. So take a shot.
Take a shot. Let's see. Make sure that you bring in an adequate size attached to the bank. Achete to the bank. When you get home, you will put the money in a brown paper bag. I will call you between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow to instruct you on delivery.
Dog again. Take a shot.
Let's see. The delivery will be exhausting, so I advise you to be rested. If we monitor you getting the money early, we might call you early to arrange an earlier delivery of the money and hence an earlier delivery pickup of your daughter. Well, then there you go. It's settled. Just do it all early.
Just do it. Why didn't you do that?
Yeah, then you get it early. Like, duh. Any deviation of my instruction will result in the immediate execution of your daughter. You will also be denied her remains for proper burial. The two gentlemen watching over your daughter do not particularly like you, so I advise you not to provoke them. Speaking to anyone about your situation, such as police, FBI, etc. What about like NSA?
Etc. It covers that. Continue because it's funnier. Go.
Will result in your daughter being beheaded. Jesus. If we catch you talking to a stray dog, she dies.
They
what?
Literally put that in the ransom note.
What?
Keep on going.
You will be... okay. Oh, Jesus. She died. If you alert any bank authorities, she dies. If the money is in any way marked or tampered with, she dies. You will be scanned for electronic devices, and if any are found, she dies. You can try to deceive us, but be warned that we are familiar with law enforcement countermeasures and tactics. You stand a 99% chance of killing your daughter if you try to outsmart us. Follow our instructions, and you stand a 100% chance of getting her back. You and your family are under constant scrutiny, as well as the authorities. Don't try to grow a brain, John. Jesus. You are the only fat cat around, so don't think that killing will be difficult. Don't underestimate us, John. We use that good southern common sense of yours. It's up to you now, John. Victory. SBTC. That is the most bullshit ransom note I've ever read.
That is the longest ransom note I've ever heard of, but I love the fact that it puts in there, you have a 99% chance of fucking this up. And I'm like, well, why are you making it so difficult?
Right? This is, oh my God.
So that is the ransom note, folks. If you have not read that before, it is just a lot of information in there, and we're going to kind of cover a few things that stick out, which should have stuck out to these people. Okay.
I needed to be a cop back then. I would have solved this case instantly.
Just you wait. Okay, so immediately after Patsy gets this note and reads through it, she starts screaming, going through the house, and then guess what she does?
She calls the cops.
She calls the police. Even though they told her not to even talk to a stray dog, she calls the police. And so police officer Rick French arrives and does an initial search, pausing in front of the door that JB, so JonBenet, is later found in.
Pauses at the door that she was found in later? Mm-hmm. Okay. So why didn't he go through it?
He just, it didn't look like it was used recently, so he just kind of went around. Okay, so this is where you get to read the next
one. Check everything.
I know.
Terrible fucking cops.
All
right, so 911 call.
So you have to be Patsy in this as well as 911. So 911 is calm. Patsy, how would you think she would be calling?
I am not going to be fucking screaming and acting irate.
I mean, just a little bit of passion.
Okay, then you can read it.
No, it's your part.
Well, I'm not going to do that. This is not like an acting thing. Like, I'm not trying to, like, be on, what is it? I'm not trying to win a
Grammy?
Grammy award.
That's a song.
No, it's not. Grammy's a...
Emmy.
Emmy. Yeah, you're right. It is an Emmy, not a Grammy. No, I think there's something Grammy. I think that's acting, though.
That's singing.
Oh. Yeah, Emmy is acting. Anywho, so 911 call. 911 emergency, inaudible.
So that they couldn't understand. Keep on going.
Oh, police. 911. What's going on? PR? What's the...
Patsy Ramsey.
Patsy Ramsey. Okay, PR. 755 15th Street. What is going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping. Hurry, please. Explain to me what is going on, okay? There's a note left and our daughter is gone. A note was left and your daughter is gone? Yes. Jesus. How old is your daughter? She is 6 years old. She is blonde, 6 years old. How long ago was this? I don't know. I just found a note and my daughter is missing. Oh my God. These people are fucking stupid. I didn't say it out loud, sorry. Does it say who took her? What? I'm sorry. This is crazy to me.
No, but this is actually what they said.
I know. That's why it's even more. If it was just like, interpret it, I'd be like, okay. But this is literally what happened. Does it say who took her? No, I don't know. It's there. No, I don't know. It's there. There is a ransom note here. What?
She's like...
I don't know. It's there. Okay. It's a ransom note. It says SBTC victory, please. Okay, what's your name? Are you Patsy Ramsey? I am the mother. Oh my God, please. Okay, 911. I'm okay. I'm sending an officer over. Okay, that's just too many okays. Please, do you know how long she's been gone? No, I don't know. Please, we just got up and she's not here. Oh my God, please. Jesus. Okay, please send someone. I am, honey. Please, take a deep breath for me, okay? Hurry, hurry, hurry. Patsy, 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 Patsy.
Well, no, she's like, Patsy, Patsy, Patsy.
Oh, she hung up already, obviously.
No, she didn't. But we'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, so with that being said, that is when Officer Rick French arrives and does his initial search of the house, only pausing in front of the door that actually led to JonBenet's body. So Detective Linda Arndt. So we had a police officer. Now we're getting a detective. So we're heightening up that bullshit. So Linda Arndt pulls John and White. So White is the last name of a family friend. He was called in to help John, like, look around the house and see if they could find her. Maybe she was hiding, whatever. But the ransom note, whatever. And so Linda tells John and White to do a top to bottom search of the house. It was then that John opened the door to the basement spare room and saw JB's body, so JonBenet's body. She looked to have been strangled and mouth was covered with duct tape. John picked up her body and ran screaming upstairs. Why
the fuck would he pick up the body?
By bringing her upstairs, leaving the basement door open, the evidence has been tainted.
Yep.
So just kind of setting the scene here. In this whole thing, a shit ton of people were walking around. No precautions were taken. No tape was put up. All the neighbors came over, were helping. All the neighbors came over and were helping. It was just a shit show. So whoever, and so getting any sort of DNA or anything really,
it's just all tampered. You can't.
It's all tampered with. So any of the what is it? Details? What did I just say? Evidence. Could not think of that after I just said it like 5 times. So all the evidence that they had there was very little that they could have grabbed, and everything was messed up with. So,
Jesus.
Now we're gonna kind of everybody's devastated. Ramseys are freaking out. The detectives are doing their best, and they're just like trying to collect as much evidence as they can, even though all of it's pretty much fucked
tampered
up.
with now. You can't.
So December 28th, the Ramseys cooperate with the authorities. So this is like 2 days later after they found the body. This is when the whole family give blood, hair, and handwriting samples. So first and foremost, it is their house. So DNA will be all over that bitch no matter what. So that's where I was just like, okay, I don't...
And they probably have people over, so there's going to be other people's DNA.
Right, because everybody in the neighborhood throws a party and everybody visits each other, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just, they're a very friendly neighborhood. And so it was just, there's going to be DNA of everybody there anyway. So it's going to be really hard if it actually was one of the neighbors. So the 29th, so the day after that, the family flies to Atlanta. So Atlanta was actually their original home before they moved to Colorado. So that's where they are right now. On December 31st, JonBenet's funeral is held. She is laid to rest in Marietta, Georgia. So this is only...
So they're living in Colorado. They go back to Atlanta.
Because all of their family's there.
But they lay her to rest in Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia? They fly to Atlanta.
I didn't know Georgia was in Atlanta.
Atlanta was in Georgia?
Same thing.
So the thing is that bothers me a little bit is it went by really quick. I know you're wanting to bury this, like, your family member as soon as possible so you can start healing, but the 26th they found it, and the 31st of that month they went to bury her. I would want to keep her around to gather as much evidence as I could.
Well, obviously it was an inside job, though.
So it was 5 days later that they had the funeral. 5.
Yeah, they're like, nah,
I had to do the math in my head. So then the day after that, I'm pausing for effect. The day after that, January 1st, John and Patsy gave an interview. Patsy said on television, "There is a killer on the loose. If I were a resident of Boulder, I would tell my friends to keep your babies close to you. There's someone out there." She added, "America is suffering because have lost faith in American family," citing the example of the mystery of what had really happened with the O.J. Simpson case, because that was really like close to the same time. "We are a Christian, God-fearing family. We love our children. We would do anything for our children."
Yeah, do anything. Key words right there. We would do anything for our children.
So the interview was not well received by Boulder police, who sent 5 detectives to Atlanta. So we get Colorado to fly out to fucking Atlanta.
Oh, it's detectives. Wait,
yeah.
What is the jurisdiction of detectives?
Like Boulder police.
Police they can't send police from Colorado to Atlanta. That's out of their jurisdiction. Detectives.
Just let me talk really quick, and I'm going to clear it up. So prior to them putting this interview out, they told the police that they were too emotional for an interview. Then on January 1st, they give an interview on televised. It's televised. So everybody in the nation sees this. And so the police are like, what the fuck? So that's when they send the police back, to follow them and talk to them and be like, hey, they're not really doing anything. They're just trying to get more information. So it's not like they're interrogating them or anything. It's just more so information gathering, because now the family that has lost their daughter is now thousands of miles away, and it's going to make it really hard to finish this case.
Well, first of all, it's them, their daughter, that happened to their daughter, and then a few days later, they're leaving the state and going to a different state.
That's stupid.
That's already a bad thing.
You're not supposed to leave a crime the state. You're not supposed to hop states or whatever. You're not supposed to leave the county.
Yeah.
But they flew, even though they were technically the victims of it. But
that still is very suspicious. Like if someone would do that now,
they
would be
would
like
arrested.
the prime subject.
Yeah.
Or
Suspect. Words
Wow.
are hard.
Words are hard.
Who sent 5 detectives to Atlanta. Police reported shocked that the family claimed that they were too emotional to be interviewed by investigators, but were able to do a CNN sit down. So that kind of wraps up that situation. So January 3rd is when things get a little interesting. Detectives revealed that the ransom note was written inside the house. Mm-hmm. It was said to be Patsy Ramsey's notepad with her Sharpie. Mm-hmm. January 8th, 5 days later, news came out that there may have been a practice ransom note. Evidence shows that the person who wrote the note first practiced on another piece of paper. So my question to you is, how long would it take you to write a 2.5-page ransom note? 5 hours.
Me, it would probably take 2.5 pages. Like writing fast, I guess.
Writing, yeah.
Or is it like
you read the ransom note, writing that ransom note. How long would it take you to write that ransom note?
I mean, to get the wording and everything, it would probably take me over an hour or more.
Okay, so over an hour. I think they did some tests with different people just to write it out verbatim how they were doing it, and it took the fastest person 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And that's the fastest person, and legibly. So everybody else took 45 minutes to an hour.
There you go.
So thinking about that, this person grabbed Patsy's fucking notebook and her Sharpie, practiced once, threw that away, and then started another one. That leads to about 2 hours in the house, depending on, again, how fast they could do it. So this person's in the house writing this note, just chilling, and kidnapping a child. That just doesn't line up.
No.
For
when you kidnap a child, you take the child or you take the person. You don't stay in the house.
So about 2 months later, on March 7th, a handwriting analysis eliminates John as being a suspect, but not Patsy. So Patsy is considered a possibility for writing that ransom note, like allegedly. So on April 19th, guess what? JB's parents, so JonBenet's parents, become the prime suspects.
Yeah.
Next page, folks. So actually, it's only really 2 pages of information, and then we're going to go to fun theories that it could be. So this is when formal interviews are conducted with John for 2 hours and Patsy for 6.5 hours. These new statements replace the initial ones made right after the murder. So now this is months later that they're giving information again. And so this is when they could either have communicated with each other and been like, okay, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to do it.
They could have got like their story straight.
In saying that, I think I mentioned it later here, but I will say it now. Burke was then also interviewed like around this time, I believe. And the way he was talking was not a typical kid. Like, he was saying things like, I don't remember, like, there was like a phrase that he kept on saying, and Patsy always said it. And he's a kid. He wouldn't normally say something like that because it was very adult for someone that young. And it's just crazy that I would have pushed for it further. They were too emotional. No, they weren't.
No, they're not.
So guess what? On what happens on May 2nd? John and Patsy speak to the local media. The victim's parents talk to the local press, including 9 News. John stumbles over his daughter's name. He can't say his daughter's name, which is like almost exactly like his fucking name. Calm down. And addresses the rumors of her possibly being sexually molested, calling those most hurtful innuendos. Patsy says, "I'm appalled that anyone would think that John or I would be involved with such a hideous and heinous crime. But let me assure you, I did not kill JonBenet." Okay, so...
Yeah, she's probably right. She probably didn't kill JonBenet, but she's covering it up.
So, going through the sexual molestation, doing the autopsy, they found that JonBenet had vaginitis, which is sometimes typical in kids because they play down there at certain ages. and they can get irritated. And so that can sometimes mirror sexual assault. So to my knowledge, I don't feel like she was sexually assaulted.
I don't think so either.
Just from what I've been reading over and what I've seen like in documentaries and such, I don't feel like she was. I think it was just it happened, and it was a bad timing that it happened, that she had vaginitis, because she brought Patsy brought JonBenet like shortly before this to the doctor because of something like that, and he was like, oh yeah, it's typical, it's not a big deal. So I don't really think that, but I think people took that information and ran with it, trying to like be accusatory and all that. So on July 14th, so that same year, autopsy reports were released. The previously sealed autopsy results were released. They confirmed a deep ligature around the victim's neck and another around the right wrist. This was evidence she was bound and strangled. And also say that the blood and abrasions were found in the girl's vaginal area. So, again, that's where the sexual assault kind of came in. And that she was struck in the head violently, enough to cause bleeding, and an 8.5-inch fracture to her skull, according to CNN. So an 8.5-inch fracture, that's about that.
How would you even get that on the skull of a little kid? Like a little kid's skull is probably like that big maybe. So they would have to like hit like multiple spots. Like
no, just like if you hit it really hard once, it could crack around.
The skull is like the strongest bone in the body. Not a
6-year-old, babe.
Oh, that's true.
You're thinking of you. I could hit you in the head a couple times and you'd be fine. But not that I would. Or would I? Anyway, I'm staring at myself while I'm talking to myself. Also, they were talking about how, I think I do this in one of the theories as well. So the ligature around the neck is as if a garrote was there. So a garrote is where you have two pieces of something, like string, for example, a string, and then it's around like a long piece of stick, and you twist it to tighten it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a garrote, and so that's what they think strangled her. But there's also evidence of her like little half moons of like blood and like I want to say abrasions around her neck, as if she was trying to take it off.
Yeah.
That means that the hit on the head didn't come
till later.
Either later or it was, but she wasn't dead. And so they had to kill her. So that's where I'm just like, that's kind of creepy, because like it was all over her neck, like as if she was fighting for her life. But that's chilling. All right, so about a month later, August 20th, 1998. So this is a year later. So the investigation is still going on. I did put in there from 1998 to 2000 grand jury leads and investigation. So I just didn't want to put all the like courtroom legal junk in there, because to me that's not very interesting. Like you can definitely look it up if you would like on the sites that I mentioned earlier. But on August 20th, 1998, something interesting happened. Burke's voice is reportedly overheard in the original 911 call. Originally, the Ramseys...
Burke is the son, right?
The son, the 9-year-old. Well, now he's 11, I think. Originally, the Ramseys had said Burke was asleep the morning his sister was discovered missing and didn't wake up until the police arrived. However, in the 911 tape that has now been enhanced, Burke's voice is reportedly heard in the background. And this is where you get to read.
Oh, in the background. That's what that means. I didn't know. I thought that was like an after thing. So in the background. And now, nearly 20 years after the 6-year-old's murder, new technology has unearthed the conversation that followed after Patsy thought she hung up the phone.
What was that?
Forgot we're on video now.
Really, now, if you want to know what he mouthed, be a Patreon.
Yeah. And you'll see. We're not speaking to you, a male voice.
So a male voice thought
a male voice. We're not speaking to you, which is believed to be John Ramsey. Can be heard explaining.
Sometimes I don't know why I copied it.
It can be heard explaining. What did you do? Help me, Jesus. A female voice, believed to be Patsy, responds. What did you find? A child's voice that thought to be Burke asks. The family have always insisted JonBenet's older brother Burke was in bed at the time of the grim discovery. So they're all awake, and from what they said in the very beginning, that it was
another line in there. Can I see?
There'd only been before originally they said it was only Patsy that was awake, but it turns out they're all awake.
Yeah, they're all awake. I swear to God. Oh, we're not speaking to you. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I was trying to, because I was thinking I thought Burke talked first.
Yeah.
And then the mom is like, oh, Jesus, and then
the
dad would be like, we're not talking to you, kind of like shunning you right now, but it's not. So it doesn't line up.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, we're not speaking to you. Like, who is the dad talking about? Because the son didn't say anything until unless the son said something, but they didn't pick that part up.
So it could be that, or my thought is Bert came down and he was pulling on his dad's arm or leg, just trying to get his attention. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we're not talking to you.
Yeah.
And so then the mom's freaking out after she did the phone call. And then he's like, what did you find? That's
the son says, what do you find?
What did you find? That's creepy. A little bit. What is happening? Take a shot. One of the dogs is making weird noises.
It's Wade.
Okay, so in 1998 to 2000, grand jury leads an investigation. On May 24th, 2000, John and Patsy hold a press conference. I roll my eyes. JonBenet's parents hold a news conference to announce that lie detector tests confirmed they are innocent in the death of their daughter. However, the test wasn't run by the FBI and not accessible to the acceptable to the investigators. So they took lie detector tests, and they're like, "Oh, we're innocent because it said we're not lying." Their lie detector tests are no longer admissible in court because there's too many factors that can fuck up a test. Mm-hmm. So you can be like, "Yeah, I know you're lying," but we can't bring it to court and be like, "Oh, they failed the lie detector test." But if they have enough evidence against you, it can still help. Mm-hmm. Help that test. Anyway, so that's bullshit. On June 24th, 2006, Patsy dies of cancer. So, maybe not. Just wait. That same year, a teacher, John Mark Carr, confessed to murdering her daughter, but was cleared because his DNA did not match any of the samples found on the scene. So he was just like, I did it, and then he quickly was eliminated because none of his DNA was there.
Back then, it was terrible with the evidence and policing.
I was about 9 years old. I was Burke's age when this went down. I remember the tabloids and shit with JonBenet's picture. I was like, oh, she's pretty, but why does she have so much makeup? It was crazy. I have Wade here. Oh my God, he's so cute.
He is cute.
So Patsy dies of cancer, blah, blah, blah. So in 2008, the Ramsey family is cleared through Touch DNA. So Touch DNA is just shave off a little bit of information, DNA from stuff. Mm-hmm. And so right now the family got cleared. But with how much little evidence they had, it's just hard to actually.
I give it to the family, I guess, because they cleaned up their stuff very well, obviously.
But, that was their house, so they lived there. They're going to have DNA all over that anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, so on September 12th, 2016, so 8 years after that, This is almost 20 years later, Burke breaks his silence, but reveals no answers. So, after 20 years, JonBenet's brother Burke sits down for an interview with, guess who?
FBI.
Dr. Phil.
Oh, wow.
And this is what he said. It probably was some pedophile in a pageant audience, he said. He repeated it twice. He said that exact same sentence twice in his interview with Dr. Phil.
Some pedophile in a pageant? That makes zero sense.
So,
how did this pedophile get into the house?
Pageants. She was a beauty queen, so she would go to pageants and people would sit in the audience and watch.
I get that, but she died in her house, though.
They stalked her and killed her. I'm just saying.
In the house?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm just saying. How would this person get into the house?
So, in one of the theories, the downstairs basement window was broken. And so that's how JonBenet, the dad, he would sometimes forget his key. And so he would just slip in there. And he said that. He was like, oh, it's broken. I've been meaning to fix it. I sometimes use that window to get in when I forget my key. And then I was watching one of the documentaries, and somebody was like, "Oh, you can't possibly slip in there." Like this woman who
windows are not big enough to fit a person.
It was big. It was about it was big enough I could fit through. But this woman who's smaller than me, and she's like, "Oh, I can't even fit through there." And I'm like, "Bitch, John just said he does. Like, you're just trying to prove that they're not innocent. You're trying to prove them like
to be innocent."
No, they're trying to prove that the parents did it.
Oh.
So they were like, nobody can fit down there. But John was like, yeah, I did. And he slipped through, and he's like, and then this other investigator slipped through, and he's like, yeah, that was like, that took me 5 seconds. Like, it was not hard to do. And so
this rich family has a broken glass window in the basement, and they left it broken.
But you wouldn't know it was broken unless you knew it was broken. Like, you can't see that it's broken. It just doesn't have a latch on the inside. So unless you were snooping around or saw John jumping through the window, you wouldn't know that it was broken. So it's not, I don't know, it's not like there was missing window. It was just the like latch thing, it was broken.
I mean, his argument that saying it was a pedophile, I mean,
it could
possibility.
That's a possibility, and it's
but
like,
I highly doubt it.
There's sick people out there who do. He's moving your microphone.
Hey, get down.
Take a shot, folks. Wade is here again. He wants attention. We're almost through the dates right now, so we're gonna go into theories afterwards. All right, so again, that interview with Dr. Phil led to nothing. It was just stupid. So on November 22nd, only a few months ago, almost a year, but almost like a few months ago.
So recently?
Recently.
So 2022? Oh, shit.
November 2022. Since JonBenet's murder, detectives have investigated leads stemming from more than 21,000 tips, letters, and emails. Authorities said in a release, we have traveled to 19 states to interview or speak with more than 1,000 individuals. And we still don't know, to this day, nobody has been, what is it? It's an unsolved mystery. That was an unsolved mystery case. So with this, that is where we are kind of sitting, because unless something else gets produced, we're at an impasse. We don't have any answers. We don't know who.
It's been way too long
and
now.
Like, the mom's dead, so if she is holding a secret,
of course she's holding a secret.
Well,
she's holding a secret, and the brother is holding a secret.
So let's go through the theories. So I have four and a half theories that we're gonna touch base on right now. Okay, so theory one that the Ramseys would like to be true. An unknown intruder was responsible for the murder. This is a theory that John Ramsey believes to be the most probable. Several pieces of evidence point to this theory because being the solution to the case. As the true crime documentary mentioned, on the night JonBenet was murdered, 2 windows in the home basement were left partially ajar. Additionally, a third window in the basement was broken. However, it was worth noting that the broken window appeared undisturbed due to intact cobwebs covering it. If someone had entered this way, the cobwebs would have been destroyed.
100%.
Okay, so that's the window thing. So a couple of them were left open, I guess, and then there was one that was completely broken. So I think these were the pump ones.
Yeah.
That's what it was. In the months leading to the murder, over 100 burglaries have occurred within the neighborhoods near the Ramseys' home. Additionally, there were reportedly over 40 sex offenders living within 2-mile radius of the home. One of these offenders, Gary Olivia, confessed to the murder. So there's in a 2-mile round radius, 40 sex offenders.
That's
a lot. Okay, so Gary Olivia was a pedophile who reportedly lived only 10 blocks from the Ramsey home at the time of the murder. He is currently serving 10 years in prison on unrelated charges. In a letter sent from prison, he claimed he killed JonBenet, but that it was an accident. Despite the confession, Olivia was never charged or convicted of JonBenet's murder, mainly because his DNA did not match the DNA found at the scene. So
there was other DNA? Whose DNA was it?
There was just a bunch of DNA, like, around.
And his wasn't there.
His wasn't there. Same with the teacher, same with this guy. We're done. Okay, so that is theory 1. Are you ready for theory 2?
Yeah.
You get to choose one of the theories. So
Okay.
I have an idea of what you're going to choose, but I have a different one. Okay, so JonBenet's parents were responsible. So that's theory 2.
No, I don't believe that.
Police reported that there were no signs of forced entry at the scene. Additionally, they felt that elements of the scene were staged, such as the ransom note found near JonBenet's body. JonBenet Ramsey's parents have been also described as uncooperative at times. Some authorities theorize that Patsy Ramsey, JonBenet's mother, fatally struck JonBenet over the head after JonBenet wet the bed. She then strangled her daughter and staged the scene to cover up the beating. Of course, the theory was largely speculative, and Patsy Ramsey had no history of abusive behavior toward her children. So, going back to the bedwetting.
So, real quick on that, they said it was a fatal blow, but she wasn't.
So
that's not true.
It could have been.
I mean, maybe if she wouldn't went to the doctor, yeah, it might have been fatally, but with her trying to take the thing around her neck off, that means she's still coherent.
See, but that's only a theory. So some people believe that she tried to fight. Other people just think it was just kind of how the ligature twisted on her neck and just went down. So
if you're tightening something on the neck, how's it going to go down?
Because if your neck is smaller and it's I'm just saying.
If you're twisting something, especially if it's like a rope or like one of those like wire things, you're gonna use both arms. You're gonna be twisting it. Yeah, it can go down maybe eventually, but once it's tight, it's not gonna move.
See, it wasn't. It was only close to it. So it could be her fingernails. It could be just how the cord went down her neck. I allegedly don't know.
I mean, I'll even let you test that on me. It is not.
I'm not gonna test that on
you. Me
you.
being like hard. I like science-y stuff and physics, and that is not possible for you to be tightening something and it moves.
If you start up here, if the narrow part is at the bottom and you start up at a thicker part, it is going to slowly go down. That is how it works.
Yeah, slowly go down when you're. I get that, but once it's tight, once it catches, I guess you could say, it's not going to move.
So it could have moved and left those marks and then just tightened and then it's fine.
But how's it going to leave marks if it's loose and moving down?
It still could be tight and not tight, but tight enough to leave marks because she's a child. She has fair skin. It could have pinched. I pinch my finger. I get blood blisters all the time because I pinch it in random small shit.
I don't agree with that one.
Okay, fine. Anyway, so apparently JonBenet kept on wetting the bed and Patsy was upset about it constantly. So that was one of the things that could have been a reason. Others suspect that John Ramsey was responsible and point to the ransom note left at the scene. The ransom note was written on paper from the house and explicitly requested $118,000, the amount of money John Ramsey received as a bonus at work before the murder. So
so why would he do that and then write a ransom note for the $118,000?
It's really strange that the kidnappers knew exactly how much money he got, and so
I'm sure the mom knew. I'm sure the son knew. I'm sure maybe a friend knew. I'm sure there's probably quite a few people.
In addition, the other items used in the murder, such as a garrote fashioned from a paintbrush and a heavy-duty flashlight, both came from the house. So the weapons that they speculate were the murder weapons actually came from the house.
It's an inside job.
Okay, so that's 2. Mm-hmm. Number 3. JonBenet's brother committed the murder. Mm-hmm. Again, he was 9 at the time. Just keep that in mind. Burke, who was 9 then, was reported to have a mental health issue and was aggressive towards JonBenet. According to the family's housekeeper, he reportedly has a history of defecating on his sister's bed. After getting angry at her, he also struck his sister in the head with a golf club. That's not a soft item.
No, it's not.
Regarding the murder itself, it is theorized in CBS's The Case of JonBenet Ramsey that Burke Ramsey had hit his sister over the head with a flashlight after she had stolen a piece of pineapple that he had been eating as a midnight snack. It was later shown in the autopsy that contents of JonBenet's stomach did have pineapples. So her stomach... Oop,
hey, no, sir.
Take a shot.
Take a shot.
So her stomach contents did have pineapple in it, and so they're thinking that she stole a piece of pineapple from his bowl, and he didn't like that, so he lashed out. And so it was believed that the hit was not intended to kill her, but the Ramsey parents, upon seeing what their son had done, had then covered up the murder and staged the scene to give the appearance that a stranger broke into the home and committed the crime.
See, I want to know now how they found the body, but we will never know that because a friend found the body, picked her up immediately, and took her upstairs.
Her dad found it. Her.
No, but okay, who picked up the body and ran upstairs?
John, the dad.
Okay, so dad found the body, so now we'll never know how the body was found, because if the body was found in the for one, it's in the basement. That's not where the murder was technically committed.
Maybe, maybe not. There's no proof to either way.
I'm sure she didn't get hit in the head down there in the basement.
Maybe, maybe not.
Why would the son be in the basement eating pineapple?
He wasn't.
Exactly.
I'm just saying there's no evidence to prove where she was killed. There is no evidence. She was found in the basement, and that's where.
Yeah, because it's staged. That's what I'm getting at.
I know.
So I feel. Well, I'll let you go through the fourth one.
So that's number 3, the brother. Mm-hmm. So again, 1 is a random person, 2 is the parents, 3 is the brother. Now we're going to go to 4. Someone who, I keep on covering my camera. Sorry, folks. Someone who knew the family personally committed the murder. Some have pointed to the ransom notes mentioning of the $118,000 to indicate that the killer may have been a jealous coworker of John Ramsey, who knew that his yearly bonus was that exact amount. Additionally, some had speculated that Santa Claus impersonator Bill McReynolds, who was at the family home the days before the murder, committed the crime. Proponents of this theory state that the Reynolds gave JonBenet a Christmas card that stated, "You will receive a special gift after Christmas," which some people interpreted as a threat. Additionally, Mr. McReynolds' daughter went missing 22 years before the murder, on the same day the murder had happened. That was via bustle. So there's a couple people here that they were talking about. Some think it might be John's coworkers, and then another person was Bill Reynolds, who was the Santa Claus for their Christmas party. And JonBenet gave Bill, Santa Claus, a thing of glitter, and he loved it so much, and his wife was like, yeah, he was over the moon that he got glitter and blah, blah, blah. A little creepy. Because JonBenet showed Santa Claus her room, and he knew where it was. And he was a friend of where her room was. Oh, okay. And he's a friend of the family, so John might have commented, yeah, I need to fix the basement basement window.
Yeah, but why would that random person come in and just kill the daughter? I don't agree with that one. It is. I think it's number 3.
Just wait. We have a crazy theory.
Okay, one more theory. The crazy theory?
So this is the last one. This is why I called it 4.5 theories, because this is crazy. Crazy theory number 1. There's only one. One of these theories is that a wolf broke into the home and killed JonBenet.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
The family covered up the crime because they were scared of being accused of her death. The only evidence to support this ludicrous theory is the presence of an unknown animal hairs found on JonBenet's Ramsey.
No. A wolf would not strangle someone or hit them in the head.
Or use a garrote to twist it with their little paws.
Get the fuck out of here. No. Okay. So it is 100%. I would, if I had $1 million, I would put $1 million on it. If we could somehow get evidence back and find out who it legit was. I think the son did it. Mm-hmm. And he was pissed off because obviously he already had history of hitting her in the head before. Right. So he was like, oh, you're going to take my pineapple? Fuck you. Hit her in the head. And then he freaked out because she was probably convulsing on the floor, told the mom. The mom came down and woke up, covered it up. So that's why the whole twisty thing happened. So she had to kind of put her out of her misery, which is terrible.
A midnight snack. Okay, so talking about the midnight snack of pineapple, he's having pineapple. She comes down and steals a piece. He hits her in the head. And then they're screaming, yelling, whatever. Yes. She's crying or whatever. And
the mom wakes up, comes downstairs, probably the dad too.
In the clothes that she was wearing. So she never took them off, never showered. Because she said, oh, I showered and I just threw on my clothes from last night.
No, that doesn't ever happen.
And so that being said, the mom tries to cover it up with her paintbrush, like her paintbrush and garrote. She uses her notepad. She writes out the letter, practices it a couple times because she has time now.
This is legit the same exact thing that happened in freaking Orphan First Kill.
Right. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, it points to that so well, but there's no definitive evidence. Like, yeah, she had pineapple in her stomach. Maybe Burke gave her a piece.
Well, I mean, because they're semi-smart by getting rid of the murder weapons, obviously. Cleaning all the blood up.
No, the murder weapons were there. The flashlight and the garrote, the cord, was right next to her body.
So why can they get... Oh, you can't get fingerprints off it because it's in the house.
It's in the house, and it's Patsy Ramsey's, like, stuff. Like, so she's already touched it. So it's only, like, unless they could find other fingerprints on it. But you have to remember, all of the evidence that was there was tainted as soon as John picked up her daughter.
They had way too many people. Yeah, picked up the JonBenet. Yeah, it just... But they probably planned all that, though.
No, like, I mean... In theory, if that is how things went down,
I'm like 98% sure.
That's a very smart family doing that. I mean, yeah, they went through a lot of hell the first year, but then after that, it's like, oh, you don't have enough evidence to convict me.
And then karma, like now the mom had cancer.
But karma. Overall.
But I mean, technically, it's not fully karma because the brother's still alive. So
brother's still alive, but he. The only creepy thing, I think about 11, he did a video interview with somebody, like a psychologist, and again, he was saying weird things, like it wasn't very cohesive, and I forgot, it's like the guilt smile or something, where you're trying to like be sneaky and put one over on somebody, so he was smiling through it, like creepy.
That is the signs of a freaking psychopath.
So there's videos online, and he's just smiling, and he's like, yeah, like, oh, I was asleep. And he's smiling through. It's really creepy. Sorry,
yeah,
Burke.
No. I think 100% it was the brother and the mom covered it up. Or maybe the mom and dad covered it up.
I think that John just didn't do it. I don't think John was involved. I really don't. I think he really believes that nobody did anything, and the mom covered it up. And when she screamed about the ransom note, that's when he found out. Mm-hmm. So I think he wasn't involved at all because it's just too convenient, the love of the son.
I legit think that the movie Orphan First Kill is like the reenactment of this. But it's like a conspiracy theory, so no one's going to take it to like a legit account. I believe that
because the daughter went missing and was found alive, but the mom knew she was already dead.
Yeah, because the mom like covered it up because the son did it.
Yeah.
Like I think this is legit. Orphan First Kill is like, hey peeps, just to kind of throw this out there. This is what happened, but you're not gonna believe it, type thing. So,
based on a possibly true story.
Yeah, based on it. Yeah, imagine if they put that, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Until we just did this episode. So we should have done Orphan First Kill for this episode.
Yeah, we should have. This would have been fucking perfect. We should have did Orphan First Kill. If I would have known you were doing this, we would have did that. But I mean, this is good. Fifi. No,
so that is the unsolved case of JonBenet Ramsey. Again, all information is allegedly. We do not want to get sued. Please don't sue us. But there are theories out there. There are facts out there. Believe what you believe. We've already told you what we believe, but again, it has been almost...
It's been a long time. What year did this happen?
1996. So 3 more years have been 30 years. So, yeah. Or 40 years. 40 years. 30.
40.
30.
30. No, 30.
30. Yeah, 30.
Yeah, 30.
Because anyway, so in 3 more years, they're going to be 40. I will be 40 years old.
If you're 40, I'm 42.
Anyway, unless something happens where they can get evidence some other way, but the house has been bought and sold multiple times.
I don't think I think this is a cold.
It's never going to get solved unless something happens. But I hope
what could happen? It's been 30 years now. They've already tried to re-dig up evidence and like look at stuff. It's just there's too many factors. Like the thing got contaminated. The dad picked up the body, which he should not have done that. There was too many people in the house.
And that kind of goes to the point where I was saying he was so stricken with grief, he picked up his daughter. Like, I don't think he was involved with cover-up, if that's how it went down.
But there also, like, everyone, I would think that every grown adult would know not to tamper with evidence. And he was like, bam. So that could have been a planned thing.
If you randomly walked into the house and I was laying, like, bloody...
I would not touch you.
You would touch me.
No, I would not, because I know not to. Because I want to find out what actually happened. If I touch you, that's going to ruin everything. And it's going to also make it look like I did it, because my DNA and everything is on you now. Or a hair could...
Well, I mean,
because my beard hair falls off all the time.
Your DNA is already on me, though.
Not necessarily if you in the house, not necessarily, because especially if I wasn't here, which if something happened to your house, I would definitely not be here. So,
but the thing is, we have so many cameras around the house, you can't kill me. So everybody who's trying to plot my death,
it's true.
Don't.
That's just, I think my theory is 98%.
I like how you were at 98. Oh, 95.
Stop, Fifi.
Another Fifi moment.
It's because, I mean, I don't fully, but I would say 98%. 95, 98. It's in the high 90s, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that it was number 3 option. The last one you said, that's one? Fucking out the window.
That's why I said crazy theory. There are crazy theories out there.
Okay, so technically it's part of 2 and all of 3. So I think all of 3 is one of them, and then partially 2 is in there. The parents did have something to do with it. Maybe not the dad, but the mom did, for sure. She might not have actually committed it, but she helped either finalize her passing, which sounds terrible, or she helped cover it up. Right. So she had something to do with it in a way.
Yeah. All right, guys.
If y'all have not seen Orphan First Kill, y'all should watch it. Y'all be like, holy shit.
It's very similar.
Very similar.
Kind of like loosely similar.
Loosely, like the ending is, okay, no. But like the plot, I guess, is very similar to this.
All right, so we are getting pretty long here. So that is the episode. Our next episode, Lur gets to choose the movie, and I get the topic.
Movie is little thrower out there. I started watching this movie on Netflix. I downloaded it when I'm on the plane, and it looked really good. So I got like 15, 20 minutes into it. I was like, I think wifey would really enjoy this. I'm gonna stop it. So it started to look really good in the very beginning. It's on Netflix, and it's called The Cargo.
So Cargo is on Netflix. Watch it. It's from 1997, 2017. I looked it up.
Maybe.
It was like 2017. I don't know why
it's somewhat recent. I don't think it's like a new movie. And
it's on Netflix.
I think it's like a Netflix original. I don't think.
Which I love those. Those are usually really good. So Netflix originals.
It seemed really fucking good.
Do you want to know what my topic is? I think I told you.
I don't remember.
We're gonna get Illuminati in this bitch.
Really? We're gonna start being on the radar.
I mean, there was a lot of, like, not actually a lot of information out there, but I did dig up
of course not.
Histories and shit. It's pretty interesting. So
I'm surprised you found anything, honestly.
It's interesting. I don't know. It's probably not going to be as long as an episode next time because there's not as much information.
Not a lot. Well,
but I feel like we're going to have a lot of talking points that we're going to get into. But thank you so much for listening. Let's run through it. We're Not Qualified is coming up, so make sure that you write in. We're notqualified.com. inforthenight69@gmail.com, or you can also go to our website inforthenightpodcast.com and go to contact and send your information there. So stories. What's your favorite theory? Well, loosely favorite theory for JonBenet Ramsey's death?
I would like to definitely hear that.
So if you have any theories like that, send them our way. We definitely want to hear what you think. And if you have a very in-depth description of why you think...
Definitely want to hear that.
We want to hear that because any information is really interesting, if I could talk. But also, what else is on our website, Lur?
Merch and Patreon.
So if you love hearing our voice, but you want to see our pretty fucking faces, definitely join Patreon because we're now here. We did it. Finally.
Well, wifey did it. I had nothing to do with it. Wifey did all the things.
I'm very white and have no hair, and Blur's black.
and had no hair. Well, I do now, but
you
I need
have
to
more
shave.
hair than I do on my entire body.
I need to shave, but I just been
lazy.
So
So definitely do that. Also, if you become Patreon, there are different tiers. So if you only want to give $1 and you just want to watch our videos, go for it, because I'm pretty sure we have fun facial expressions.
cheese.
Anyway, we hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night, and until next time.
Peace out.